Good morning, guys. Dave Santarelli from Santarelli Trading Exchange, October 23rd, 2019. We are up about $160 unrealized for the day. Our Facebook is running here. We picked up Facebook yesterday, down a little bit on that news. Currently in breakout momentum. Here's a 1020 cross. Here is a confirmed green candle after that for breakout momentum. It is currently only 9:37. We usually wait until 9:45 to do some day trading, but definitely keep an eye on Facebook. It's looking great there. Another trade that we have is Google. Our Google trade is currently up 7%, up about $450 today. We have the Google November 1st, 1250 strike call, and that is looking really great here. We also have the Microsoft 141, 142 vertical bull call spread that expires this week. We just need Microsoft above 142 for max net gains on that trade. We also have the Snapchat 1450, 1550 vertical bull spread for October 25th. That one we need above 1550 for max net gain here. And Snapchat reported earnings yesterday. It's definitely pulling back some. It was over 14 this morning, now back down to 1357. So I'm going to look and see about selling that now, see what I could get. That was a high-risk earnings trade that we talked about yesterday. We're up $300 now unrealized for the day. Nice momentum, nice climb here. Get rid of one of our losers here. That's important. Keep tabs on those. Let's say buy to close, sell to close. What do we have there? Small trade. This was a higher risk earnings trade on Snap we did. Guys, take a look over to the right here. Facebook is still running, still breaking out here. 184.46. If you guys are looking for a day trade, that looks to be the one right there. All right, let's see. October 25th. October 25th. Buy to close the 1550. Settle close the 1450. And net credit. She is still climbing though, so let's take a look at the chart quick because you guys know Snap is a mover. Guys, take a look at Facebook, still breaking higher here. This is classic breakout momentum cycle and phase. If you look at the 3-month daily, it came down to the 20 SMA, held it really well, continuing to climb here. And we have
Bloomberg
a nice
reporting
breakout.
that Exalta has attracted interest from two groups. One,
candle above previous candle's
PPG
body
Industries
and continuing to climb.
Clayton,
So now let's
Dubilier
take a look and see
Rice,
where
another
resistance
comprised of
might be.
Platinum Equity and Koch Industries, according to people familiar with the situation. That report from Bloomberg, AXTA.
I would say right around 187.50 is going to be our next resistance, which is still plenty of room to run. Look at the candle from yesterday. I think we're going to continue to see that today as well. So keep an eye out. Our positions are doing extremely nicely. Microsoft trade's doing great. Our Google trade's doing great. Facebook trade is doing phenomenal. The only one that's lagging today is Snap. And taking a look at that, I'm going to take a watch here. If this isn't above the 10, 20, or 50 SMA by 10, I'm getting rid of the Snapchat trade. So, great job, guys. Let's take a look at Microsoft. We are currently up $292.50 for the day so far, unrealized. So keep a watch on that. Again, lock in profits when you have them. Our Google trade is currently up 10% now. We're up $510 on that trade alone today. The only thing we're getting a little beaten from today is our Snapchat trade. That's down about 500. But our Microsoft trade's up about 100. Google trade's up 550. Facebook's up 140. We now have about a $400 profit for the day so far, unrealized. $382.50. I'm thinking about buying some Facebook calls here. Guys, take a look. Microsoft 137, it's nearing. We have the 141, 142 vertical bull spread. And if you take a look, the reason why we picked this up, let me share with you guys. Wow, look at that breakout there. Beautifully. Facebook, let's see if she comes back down to the 10 SMA and then starts to climb. let's take a look at, I want to show you guys this Microsoft. Okay, so here we go. Here's Microsoft. They report today after the bell. This is for Microsoft. And as you can see, the implied move for this week that expires October 25th, 2019, 4%. So if the stock right now is at, let's take a look in the background, 136.71, 136.74, multiply that by 4%, 0.04. That means we're expecting Microsoft to have a move up or down of around $4 or $5.47. So if it has a move up of $5.47, you know, that brings us to 136. That brings us up to around 142.21. So that's why I did that in the money, or not in the money, but within the implied move for the week. We got the Microsoft 141, 142 vertical call spread. Again, that's a higher risk trade. That's an earnings trade. No one knows what a company is going to do for earnings. So we made that a small trade. We got 25 contracts, and we paid, let's see, 191.
PZZA, Papa John's,
minus
popping here,
1.54. We paid 37 cents for this trade to be worth $1. So max net gain, divide that by 0.37. Our max net gain on this Microsoft trade is 170.27%. I'm happy with that. This trade costed us 37 cents. 37, multiply that by the amount of contracts we have. We have 25 contracts. So this was a small trade, $925 trade. Now, guys, take a look in the background here. Take a look what Microsoft is doing. Again, here's the breakout momentum. This is the breakout momentum phase within the cycle. Here is consolidation. And now what we're going to see is this 10 creep up here, and we're going to see if she holds that 10 SMA and continues to climb into the next breakout momentum phase, or if she's going to stall and start to reverse here. As you can see with Facebook, we had a nice breakout. She had a little bit of profit taking. Now we have some consolidation for a few candles. Now let's see what's going to happen here. It's only 9:44. Only 15 minutes into the trading day now. Now, here you can see Facebook
Bloomberg
just came down to that 10. Let's see if we get a
Foods
green
seeks to
candle
sell
here and start to climb.
burgers in
Microsoft, same thing. Let's see if we start to climb there. Now, let's take a look at the general markets. Let's take a look at the Qs ETF, and we're going to take a look at the diamond. Now, Facebook so far, take a look at that textbook so far. Down to the 10 and starting to climb. Qs. We have the 10-20 cross on the Qs here. She's just starting to climb. Let's zoom out a little bit here, see what's going on with the bigger picture. Okay, so she's coming right up to resistance at 192. That's going to be some serious resistance for Qs.
Halted off the lows at 508 on
she could break that 192 today. We might have a nice rally. Dow is up. Let me see here. Dow is currently up around 63. NASDAQ up 4, and S&P is up 2.43. Let's continue. See what we're going to do here. Now we're currently up about $500. We are up $435 unrealized for the day. Hold that on. We are now up $525. And as you can see, our Google trade alone is up 25% today, up 13% unrealized total, and that's causing us to have a really great day. That Google trade is up $630 today. Here is the Google trade. That's the Google trade that we have. We have the November 1st, 1250 strike call. This trade right here, that's up 150. That's the Facebook 190 strike calls for the November 15th expo. This right here is the Microsoft spread, these two. And as you can see, the 337.50 minus 262.50, that leads us with the net gain on that Microsoft trade so far, which is, let's see, 337.5 minus 262.5. So that's about $75 on the Microsoft trade. And then this last spread here is the Snap trade. So 1,400 minus 1070. We're down 330 on the Snap trade. So that's how we're looking. Everything's looking good so far here. I'm deciding what I want to do with the Google trade, if I'm going to lock in those profits or not. Probably not just yet here. We're still breaking higher. Guys, take a look at our trade plan. Look at that. We've been holding the 10 SMA on Facebook. Microsoft, same thing. Came down to that 10, tested it. We didn't get the confirmation candle like our trade plan teaches. Instead, we continue to climb. This is actually, to me, is considered consolidation here because we had the nice breakout momentum. Clear breakout momentum is the body of the candle above the previous body's candle. So as you can see here, this whole body is above the previous body, whole body above. So this right here is the true breakout momentum cycle or phase within the cycle. And then what happened here, you got up to resistance right around 137-ish. It failed. So far, it's just consolidating, waiting for that next move here. So now you're watching 136.60. That's going to be your watching point for support short term. And then longer term, short term resistance is 137. We're now up almost $600 for the day. Google continuing to climb and pushing profits higher. Very nice day so far. Small day though, $600. Not too much, but you know, most people would be happy with making a $600 paycheck for the day. Nice climb. Google's still on the climb there. Watching that on the other charts here. Let me take a look. Google today. Google's still in breakout momentum, team. Take a look at Google here. Look at that chart on Google. Really nice climb. Really nice breakout. And now that Google trade, now total, we're up $650 now for the day so far. We have an unrealized profit of $650. And again, that $725 gain, that's from Google. The 120s from Facebook, the 162s from the Microsoft spread, and Snap is actually picking up here a little bit as well. Snap's getting a nice bounce, guys. Take a look at Snap, and that's why I said I was going to hold on to it until 10. See that? Starting to break out here. Nice climb. It's already up 1.4% for the day. Continuing to climb. I'm going to hold on to that Snap trade. I'm glad I didn't sell. That's why we come on here and we look and we decide what we're going to do with our trades. So I said this morning on this video, I said we're going to wait until about 10. If she's not above 14, I'm going to sell. If it is above 14, I might hold. We're having a nice breakout here with Snap, so I'm going to hold that. Keep an eye, because honestly, we have the Snap 1450, 1550 vertical spread for this week's October 25th Expo. So we paid 35 cents for that. So our break even's 1450 plus 35 cents, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1485 is going to be our break even. And after that, we start having some gains. So we might get there still. Still have 2 days. Actually, 3 days if you count today. So going to keep an eye on that and hold that for now. Google over here, as you can see, it's holding that 10 SMA really well. Looking great. Let's take a look at our Microsoft trade. And then we're going to start looking for some trades here. It's about 9:51 a.m. Microsoft still out of the breakout momentum, but still looking fine there. For our spread, Microsoft has earnings after the bell today. And now let's look for some day trades. Alrighty, so let me go in the trade room here. Paula says TER. Let's take a look at that one. Teradyne. Paula, are you trading Teradyne? That one, look at how well it uses the 20 SMA as support. Nice climb on that over the past few months. Nice looking chart for the past year. Wow, Marco, you gave me quite the list of stocks to look at there. Sure, we'll look at them. Let's see. We're going to look at the swing trade charts for those, Marco. I'm going to go through them quick. See? eBay. Marco wants to look at eBay, CAT, Visa, Papa John's, McDonald's, UPS, Procter & Gamble in the trade room he just announced. So, alrighty, so I see what you're looking at here, Marco. If you're looking at the 3-month daily chart for eBay, you have the 10-20 cross, but you have a red candle. But the red candle did come down to the 10. That 10 so far is acting as support. Me personally, if you want to get in today on eBay for a swing trade that's at least 30 days out, what I would personally do would be to enter that, and then you have 38.50 as your stop. Tight stop, because obviously if that candle goes below the 1020 SMA on a daily chart there, it's signs of a reversal. Because you could also look at this and say, hey, got up to the 50 and it's pulling back now. So you have to keep that in mind. It is in breakdown momentum. So keep that in mind. You do have that 1020 cross now. You do have that positive MACD cross. So just keep an eye on that. You know what your risks are. You know what your reward is. You're looking for at least $40 a share there if you're jumping in for a swing. Probably 41 more like it. If you zoom out a little bit more, 41 is going to be top. So me personally, just looking at this chart, who the heck uses eBay much anymore? You know, I definitely could find a better looking chart than that. But if you wanted to do a trade on that, that's what I would do. I would buy now, have a tight stop of 38.50, possibly 38.40, and then be looking for that $40 to $41 target. All right, next one, Caterpillar he asked about. CAT. Alrighty, so CAT has that 1020 cross looking good, positive MACD. It got up to resistance though, right around 135, and it pulled right back. I think this one has earnings coming out as well, Marco, doesn't it?
NFLX, Netflix at the highs of the day, November Foxtrot Lima X-Ray.
Me personally, until they start rebuilding the infrastructure of the United States, I would stay away from CAT. That's just me personally. Let's take a look now at Visa. I do like Visa and MasterCard going into the holidays. You know, I'd probably do something like the January monthly expo if I was looking at a Visa or MasterCard trade. Let's see when this one comes out with earnings here. Let's bring up the calendar. Google is still on the rise, guys. Did anyone jump in that Google trade with me yesterday? Earnings on Visa are tomorrow. Let's see MasterCard. Maybe we could do a piggyback trade. All right, guys, so take a look. This is something that's really important and really incredible. So MasterCard does not report earnings this week, right? But if we exit that out and put in Visa, you see Visa reports earnings on the 24th tomorrow. So we could possibly do a piggyback trade on Visa. Let's take a look in the book here. All righty, so let's bring up Visa. I'm going to show you guys the what's going on. So if we bought the 170 strike call here, it's going to cost around $3.47. So our break even's a strike 170 plus 170 plus 3.44. So 173.44 is our break even plus 3.44. So 100% returns at 176.88. Okay, so 176.88 by this Friday. That's a big move in my opinion, right?
Oscar, Papa Golf,
So
November.
if we take a look, that's because that's reporting earnings tomorrow. But if we take a look at MasterCard, we'll see the options for this are relatively cheap because it does not have earnings, but it's in the same industry as the same sector as Visa. So we could take advantage of that with the hold on here. Let me see where I'm looking at. October 25th. It's at 263.08 now. We could look at the, you know, you could do the 260.250, or me personally, I like the 265. But you know what? 260.250 is looking good. So 262.5. It's going for 312.
January 28 put sweep.
3.12. So our break even's at 265.
Active now.
62.
Boeing.
That's not bad. $2 away.
$350.
Okay. There's more news on Boeing there. Always listening to everything, your surroundings. More Boeing news. So keep an eye on Boeing chart if you're looking for a possible day trade. Now we're up almost $800 in the account unrealized so far for the day. She's still climbing. As you can see now, we're up $790 unrealized for the day. And that's not bad. It's still climbing. Google's climbing, up 17% on that trade. Facebook's continuing to climb there. Not bad. All right, so going back to this MasterCard, if we're looking at the 260-250, our break even is 265.62. Add on to that, I forget what we said it was. I think 312, 3.12. So our 100% return is
OPGN
only $5 higher from where
halted
it's at
again
right
on
now.
a circuit
268.74. So you know what? I'm gonna make a small little trade on this.
at
I like that
$5.94.
The 260, 250, I can buy the 265, 265, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So see, if we bought that, that's not bad, but I'm debating what strike I want to go with, the 260, 250 or the 265. Both of them are just about the same here. Obviously, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I want to make about a $600 trade on this. It's an earnings trade, a piggyback trade, so I don't want to put much into it. That would be really silly if we did that. Guys, take a look here. CMG just had a big upgrade, raises target to $930 a share. So we're going to go take a look at that. Let's first, I want to make a little trade on this. I'm going to go with the 265. I'll get the 210 strike. I'm just going to get 5 contracts. That's still more than I want to get. Let's see, we'll move it down to 4 contracts. That's perfect with me. So that's an $842 trade entered. I am in. I got a small earnings trade, guys. Okay, so I'm not going to alert earnings trades because they're higher risk. I'm looking out for you guys there because those of you that are new traders,
Gold,
you know, you don't want to just start jumping into earnings trades. They're very volatile and your trades could be worthless overnight. Let's take a look at CMG quick. They just had a nice upgrade there to $9.30 a share. And take a look. Watch for these candles to start breaking out because Chipotle was one of those that just had earnings. This is one of those stocks that you can make some really quick gains with just doing some simple day trading. Let me take a look. I might lock in profits on Google. Our Microsoft trade, our calls are now up 2%. I already got a quick $30 gain on those. All right, guys, so I think I'm going to lock in some profits on Google now. Sell to close. I'm going to sell at 32. And I just locked in the profits on that trade, guys. So let's take a look now. See what I locked in. I'll tell you what, the stress of trading live and like having to be so organized here is quite huge. But I like it. It's challenging. Alrighty, so here we go for today already. We locked in a profit of
SBLK, Starbolt Carriers.
And this is a small trade, you know, it's nothing major, but still nice, not bad. Realized today's date, total gain realized $428.90. And here's the opening transaction. Here's the closing transaction. We paid $27.70, and this was a $2,770 trade. And as you can see,
CRNT, Ceragon Networks, mobile operator in Southeast Asia,
for $32
additional follow-on orders
for
$20 million through the end of Q3,
and that gave us a realized gain
Tango
of $428.90. My commissions were only $1.10 there.
Shares at $298.
All right, so going back to this now, let's see what type of return.
Ceragon.
32, divide that by 27.7. So we made a small 16% return on this trade. And you know what? That's not bad.
FDA providing proposed labeling recommendations to manufacturers of breast implant devices.
So 15.52% gain on that. That was our Google trade. That is done and in the books. All Alrighty, let's get back on E-Trade Pro here. Alrighty, we are set and ready to go.
MSG, in first ever partnership, two iconic brands come together to celebrate holiday season with creation
Very
of
nicely
toy
done,
soldier
guys.
cookie inspired
Nicely
by
done.
iconic
Alrighty,
Rockettes number parade.
let me
wooden
see if I could
soldiers.
share
That's
that
MSG.
picture in the trade room. For some reason, it's not letting me share pictures the past 2 days. Guys, did you see the picture I just posted in the trade room? For me, it's coming up blank. I'm not sure why. Jerry, I love those piggyback trades as well. Did you jump in the MasterCard trade? Look at this. Look at how small of a trade we made on the MasterCard, and take a look where it's at already. We already have a 7% gain on it. Jerry, here we go. Here is the, what trade is this? This is the Microsoft. This is the MasterCard. We just did a small earnings trade. This is a piggyback trade. Visa reports earnings tomorrow, and we jumped into MasterCard as a piggyback. Options are pretty damn cheap. We paid $2.10. It's now worth $2.23. A bid of $2.22, an ask of $2.25. So it's probably worth closer to $2.25 now. And as you can see, nice little gain there of a quick $60. We just made that trade. But you can see the value of this trade's only an $850 trade. You know, that's so important when you're making trades, guys. You know, people, they get jealous and say, oh, why are you only making a $800 trade? You know, guys, that's because that's a higher risk earnings trade. If you don't have your trading career, you know, if you don't have it organized where you're just saying, hey, I'm throwing this X amount of money into each trade, that's a losing strategy. You know, for higher risk trades, you got to cut back and hold back a bit. You know, I was willing to take a risk there and lose up to $800 on that trade. You know, I jumped in, and I'm happy with that. You know, I think they're going to do extremely well. I think Visa's going to have
The
a good
information
quarter.
says that CNN to launch digital
And
news
that's why I
service
made
to
that small
compete
trade
with
on my
Facebook
MasterCard.
and Apple.
Now let's take a look. I want to find a day trade. It's currently about 10:05. We're only a half hour into the day, but I do want to find a day trade here. I'm looking at my watch list, seeing if anything's moving. I remember when the Nigerians called this out back in July or June, and the stock did absolutely nothing. They were saying that's going to have a big breakout, but it didn't do much. I'm waiting for Qualcomm here. Guys, take a look at this. I mean,
Boeing over $350 now.
Boeing over $350, up 4%. Wow, that's
FDA
insane.
proposing a box warning to be included in labeling for breast implants. Says recommends that manufacturers
that's a
of
hook
breast
pattern for
implants
you.
include patient decision checklist.
I'm a little late,
at
so
the
I'm not
end
going to
of
jump into
patient
that. But
informational booklet or brochure.
and I'm not a big fan.
Another
And guys, look at how it
focuses
came
on
right down
revising
to our
rupture
support.
screening
We
recommendations
talked
for
about this
patients with
weeks ago,
silicone
and I know you guys remember
gel-filled
back
breast
before this was
implants.
below
That's from the
370 a
FDA.
share. I said, guys, here's support number 1, here's support number 2, and we came right down to support, exactly right down to support. Take a look, and that's why this is so important when you're a trader. Before you enter into a trade, you should be doing something like I do. You know, I look for support, I look for resistance, I look for the cycle, the phase that we're in. I take a look at the general market conditions, any news that's coming up, and what's going on with that stock, that company. And you knew that there was some serious issues with the MAX certification. So we jumped into some puts way back a few weeks ago, I think. Let me see. I don't know if I'm going to take a look quick. Shouldn't be wasting my time with this. I want to find a trade, but our trades are looking good. The MasterCard trade we just made is doing well. Facebook trade's doing well. Microsoft trade's doing well. Snap's getting a nice little pop. Let's take a look. I want to see when my last Boeing trade was. Let's see. BA.
OPGN resumes once again, continuing here. $6.42, hit a low of 425 after the open. Now up 6%. Company earlier announced a patent allowed covering Aquitas Lighthouse software. That's OPGN.
OPGN. Jerry said she is in the Morgan Stanley piggyback trade. I like the financials, Jerry. Not bad. I was trying to look here for the most recent trades, but I guess I didn't do too many of them in the recent month.
Coming up at 10:30, crude inventories, a build of 2.232 million expected. Gasoline inventories, a draw of 2.267
I just
million.
looked, went through Boeing. So here's custom realized from September 1st to October 23rd. I searched for my Boeing trades. I only made $471.42 in this account on Boeing. Not much yet, so. Boeing's still getting that pop though today. That's unbelievable after everything that's happened with that company and the front. Look at this down here. Snap. Pivotal maintains buy. $20.50 target on Snap as firm notes. This quarter continued to affirm the turn in the business, and we suspect that the strength in the U.S. in terms of sales team and ad products will continue to lead the way. So that just came out at 10:06. It's 10:09. So that was 3 minutes ago. Let's take a look at Snap chart since then. See if it's doing anything. If you guys have anything you want to look at, just type in the trade room or on the chat here, and we can take a look.
At the highs, 3106.
Let's go down our watch list here. And then I'm going to start looking at some unusual options activity, the upgrades, downgrades, initiations for the day, the normal stuff. So let's take a look here. 3 month. Apple still continuing to make
energy
new
saving,
highs.
getting a pop to the high, 633 on some volume, small volume.
AMD, guys, here you go. Take a look at this. AMD just had breakout momentum. You could tell something happened here. This was a shift right here that happened on October 11th. Okay, you had that shift starting to climb. It's holding that 10, came down, bounced off the 10 SMA as support, and starting to climb. Now let's take a look at the calendar for AMD. AMD. And we can see this has earnings next week on the 29th. So if you wanted to make a trade, you could do it. I think they're going to have a better quarter. You know, usually back in my day, AMD was a horrible chip. You know, everyone wanted to stay away from the AMD chips. But now these processors have come a long way, and, you know, a lot has went into the research and development into that, and they've made a much better chip than they had 20 years ago. So let's take a look here. AMD, if that had a good earnings beat, I would expect maybe up to $34, $35. But to me, that's just a high risk. Well, I have too many earnings trades on now, to be honest with you. All my trades I have right now are going into earnings. So gotta relax and watch on that, because you definitely don't want to risk that much going into earnings. Alrighty, let's continue to look here. Let's go down our watch list. Amazon pulled right back to that 20 SMA. Still holding. Let me see when Amazon reports earnings here. Alrighty, let me see here. Look at this. Facebook, January 2021, they're buying the 315 straight call sweeps. 562, 562, multiply that
FIS,
by
Fidelity National, December 130.
They just made a $75,000 trade on these Facebook options here by buying the 315 straight calls. The stock isn't even $200, and they're buying the $315 straight calls. Intel, INTC, option alert, January 27th, INTC. For some reason, that won't let me add this to the watch list. Take a look over here, INTC. 3 month. Not bad. Kevin says, Dave, do you remember the Voodoo graphics card for AMD? I do not remember that. I do not. You guys remember, though, their processors were, their chips were horrible back in the day. So let's see there. Vincent asked to take a look at AXP, American Express. Take a look at that. That is looking nice. It's still holding up really well. It's still holding above the 10. Vincent, what trade? Do you have a trade on AXP? And if so, what is your trade? What is your entry price? And I will analyze that for you and go over that with you. So let me know. Type that in the trade room. I need to grab a drink quick. Vincent, I just got back from getting another coffee here. I didn't see you post your trade that you have. I'd like to know what trade you have so I could take a look at it. Let's take a look.
BYND, Beyond Meat share is falling here.
Levi Javier said he snagged a 50% gain on a day trade. Calls UNH. Time for a coffee break. Nice job, Levi. Nice job, buddy. Okay, Vincent has the AXP 118-119 spread for November 1st. He entered at 60 cents. Let's take a look. AXP already had its earnings on the 18th. He has the 118-119 spread. To me, that looks good, Vincent. You have the November 1st Expo. I'd hold on to that. It's looking great. If you get a confirmed bounce off the 10, I'd buy back the short leg or enter into some more calls into that spread, creating and turning it into a ratio spread. So keep an eye on for that. You know, if you're following our trade plan, you could use these different strategies. Like right now you have a spread, but you could turn it into a ratio spread if you're using our trade plan and you see you have a confirmed bounce off that 10 SMA with a confirmed candle after that. And as long as everything's still looking good, you could either buy back that short leg and let those long calls run, or you could take that spread, enter into some more calls on that leg of the spread, and turn it into a ratio spread.
Another circuit breaker, Oscar Papa Golf November.
Or you could just exit and take your profits entirely once you get that confirmed bounce. But you have the 118-119 vertical spread, 60 cents. That's a lot you paid for that, 60 cents. That was quite a bit. You must have entered just a couple of days ago. Definitely no earlier than the 17th. Anyway, let's get back here. I want to find a day trade, guys. If you see a trade or chart that is in breaking out and our breakout momentum cycle, please comment in the trade room or on the chat. We'll take a look and we'll trade it if there's something good there. Google's up about 1%, up 13 bucks for the day. Looking good. I'm out of the Google trade though, so no need to really continue to look at that. But I was thinking about making another spread on Google. Let's see when they report again. So they report on Monday.
GMA and ATVI, GameStop, and Activision team up to celebrate launch of Call of Duty.
You know what? I think I'm going to make a
Warfare,
small
that's
trade
Golf
on
Michael
Google.
Echo and Alpha Tango
An
Victor India.
So this would be for the November 1st Expo. I would look at something like buy to open, sell to open. Again, this is a higher risk. I shouldn't be doing these videos on weeks like this because it's so volatile. You know, I don't want new traders to take unnecessary risk. Let's see. Let's say if we did the 1270, 750, 1280. So if we pick that up for $1, max net 250, so that's 150% max net. That's not bad there. Do I think Google's going to have a 3% climb? Definitely doable. What do you guys think? If you just do 10 contracts, it's only $1,000. $1,000 to be worth $2,500 next week. That's one for the back burner. Keep that on the mind. We'll take a look. Right now, I'm looking for specifically a day trade. Let's see Google chart here. Google's still breaking higher, though. Still looking great. Could even look at this week's Expo as a paycheck trade. Let's see, 1247.50, 1250. It might pin at 1250. That's why I'd get an in the money spread if I did that. So let's say $1.70 we paid for it. 2.5, divide that by 1.7. That's a max net return of 47.06%. That's not bad, a 47% return. Do I want to make that trade though? If you invest $1,000, let's say you're only putting $1,000 into this trade. 1,000 divide that by 170, you're going to get 6 contracts, let's say. So 6 contracts, 2.5 minus 1.7. So 80 cents is your max net on it. So 80, multiply that by, how many contracts did I say we could buy? 1,000, divide that by 170. So 6 contracts, 6 multiply that by 80. So you're risking $1,000 to make a $480 profit. And not bad, but yeah, we'll see. It's 1022. If that's still holding up and breaks resistance from earlier this morning, like the 956 candle, if we could break that resistance and get a candle above 1256, then I'd probably do a spread like this for this week's expo as a paycheck trade. A smaller trade, percentage-wise, max net gain on that's only 47%. But still, if you have $2,000 in the trade, that's still over a $900 profit. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. Do you guys have anything you want to go over or take a look at? Let's see. Marco says UPS or Papa John's. Let's take a look at those quick. UPS. Today chart not doing too much. Had a nice breakout there. Right now it's in the NTZ, no trade zone. 3 month, it had that 1020 cross, but it's below the SMA. So that's a false signal right there. And I would stay away from UPS for the simple fact that, first off, Amazon has bought many planes, and Amazon is doing their own shipping now. They're really just taking over the entire business from end to end, so there's no middleman. So they're even buying their own jet liners as cargo jets, and they're taking out the middleman, UPS, FedEx. But FedEx does have more contracts than UPS with Amazon, so keep an eye on that. And like I said, UPS, you have a false signal there. I would not go near that. I don't like UPS. FedEx, FDX.
OPGN,
let's take a look at that one. Now that one's looking a little bit better. You have the 1020 cross. You have the candles above the 1020 and 50 SMA. OPGN. And now you have the next target resistance at 165. So stock's at 154.18 right now, and you're looking for that next resistance right around 165. So if you're entering into a swing trade with this, like let's say 30 to 60 days out, 30 to 90 days till Expo, 165 would be the target. Your stop is going to be a candle below the 10 or 20 SMA, or if you want to have base support 145. And again, if you're buying shares of the stock, you could sell some covered calls against it and bring in some additional revenue like that. So there's so many different ways. But again, UPS, I'd stay away from. Marco. FedEx looks to be the better choice. And now he wants to take a look at PZZA, Papa John's, which I just had last night for dinner. And that's breaking out really nicely. Let's take a look at the 1 year. That's going to go to all-time highs. There's no question in my mind about that. She's going to get back up to that $60 a share. Let's take a look at the calendar. Let's bring that down. PZZA, see what's going on with the company. So there's nothing going on for October.
Mark Zuckerberg.
November
Zuckerberg says he doesn't know if
earnings.
Libra is going to work. That's Foxtrot Bravo.
What was that breaking news? Something about Facebook there. All right, so Papa John's has earnings on the 4th. I think that's going to get to $60 before that, but you only have a week. It's currently breaking out. I'm expecting a pullback soon. Might hit 60 before pulling back, but
coming up,
pullback's going to happen
at
there
10:30. Crude inventories a build of 2.232 million.
Yes, Marco, that was definitely a false signal on UPS.
Of 2.785
you got to watch
million,
for that because you will get those at times.
Yeah,
but as you can see too,
million
this is just trading within a range here from 119 down to 113. There's a range there. You have that 1020 cross, but also you don't have that MACD cross. So you're seeing that 1020 cross, but there's no signals to confirm. The candles are below the SMAs, so that right there is an immediately X. You're Xing that out. That's not a trade. And that's the beauty of following a trade plan. You're able to get out of those scenarios where you have false signals. And that's why it's so important to follow your trade plan, because if you're just buying in when you have the 1020 cross there, you might be shooting yourself in the leg buying those calls when it's in BDM, breakdown momentum, or within the no trade zone, just trading sideways. So always important to keep that in mind, and always use your trade plan, guys. So important. So UPS, definitely a false signal there, Mark. Jay said Zuck is speaking, says he doesn't know if the new crypto Libra will work. So obviously that's breaking news there. Facebook's probably going to pull back on that news if he's saying that Libra's not going to work there. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. If this starts breaking lower, I'm going to exit out of those Facebook November 15th 190 strike calls. Let's see here. Let's take a look quick at Microsoft.
Russia's foreign
and
ministry
Snap.
says Moscow is in contact
Microsoft
with the U.S. about the
136.
Syria deal with Turkey.
She was all the way up to 137 today.
That
Pulled
from
back
RIA,
a little
as
bit.
reported by Reuters.
6-month daily. Still within the NTZ. Let's see what MasterCard's doing here. MasterCard, take a look at that 3-month daily. It had a big sell-off yesterday from 275 all the way down to about 260. So that's a pretty decent move there. We're going to look at the 1-minute today chart. Look for some continued breakout here. We had a nice breakout this morning. Let's see here, right around 9:35. So that was at 261.21 to 264.21. So that's not bad. A quick $2 climb there. $3 climb. All right, so basically pretty flat right now. I still have a realized profit, $428.90 for the day. We're still looking for a day trade. We have our trade still Microsoft, or I keep saying Microsoft. We do have a Microsoft trade, but Microsoft spread, the 141, 142 vertical call spread, that's a high risk earnings trade. We have the Snap 1450, 1550 vertical spread, October 25th Expo. That was also an earnings trade. Our Facebook trade was going into earnings. We have the 190 strike call. And then our MasterCard, we have the 265 strike calls for October 25th. And that there is a piggyback trade on Visa earnings. So
CLRB,
basically, we have no trades right now that are just trade plan types of trades that are normal trades. We're in earnings season, guys. So that's why if you have a smaller account, make sure you're pulling it back a little bit here. Don't be aggressive. Don't be trading as aggressively as you were, because it's earnings season, and one bad day, one move could really destroy an account, and you're going to be kicking yourself in the butt. So be cautious, be disciplined, be patient, and follow your trade plan. And again, if you're trading earnings trades, let's say you have a $1,000 account. Your absolute max should be no more than 5 to 7%.
A draw of $1.7
your
million.
max you're going to put into that is $70.
Gasoline stocks, a draw of $3.1 million.
More than that on a higher risk earnings
$2.7
trade.
million. Crude getting a pop here.
Crude oil inventory is coming out now. Maxine Waters attacking Zuck on false political ads now, and how Facebook benefits from fake ads. Let's see. Bob Logan says SPLK. Let's take a look at these. Guys, give me some good namers. Splunk, never heard of that. I have heard of Splunk, never mind. Let's see. Splunk came down to 110. Look at how nice support is on this. This is a really good triple bottom here. You have about 110 to 107 as your base support. That's your support area. 107 and 110. It's just getting that candle above now, so I'd be looking at 125 as the next target resistance. So if you're in Splunk, Bob, I'd be looking at something like, first off, let's be diligent here and take a look at the earnings calendar. SPLK. So no earnings for October. November 27th, they have earnings. So if you wanted to do November 15th, SPLK, Splunk Inc. Let's see, November 15th, you could pick up the 117 strike calls for around $4.15. 117 plus 4.15 plus 4.15. So break evens 121.14. And then your 100%er is at 125.29. So that's not a bad idea. That's coming right up to your resistance. It gets up there. You're going to make a 100% return with buying the 117 straight calls for the November 15th Expo. But to me, Bob, why trade that? What do you think is going to make that one run higher? When I'm making trades, it's also because I feel that there's momentum in that stock. And that's a nice candle today, definitely for SPLK Splunk, but just is that going to last? Let's see, ALXN. Where are you coming up with these names, Bob? ALXN. Let's see, Alexion Pharmaceuticals. I've traded that before in the past. Now, this is a nice one, Bob. Came down to some support going back to December of 2018. Came down to support right around $95, $94. And now we're finally getting that reversal. But as you can see, a few times it's come up to that 50 and then stalled a bit. So right now, the next few days for Alexion is going to be really important. So let's see, Alexion, ALXN. Let's take a look at the calendar. See, if you're doing trades into this type of stuff, I mean, you got to look and see what they're doing, what type of drugs they're coming out with, what's going on with the company, you know, at least get an overview. I don't trade the pharmaceutical industry much. So they have earnings today. Is it after the close? Not sure. But Bob, this is one that's best to watch after earnings. You definitely don't want to make an earnings trade on, you know, a stock like this. You know, you have no idea what the heck it's going to do. But if it were my opinion and I had to guess and I had to throw a dart, I'd say that's going to go higher. I'd be looking at least 115, possibly 125 as the next two target resistance areas. So if we did something, let's take a look at the implied move for the week as well, ALXN. So let me show you this. So as you can see here,
Mining, LODE,
the implied move for this week, October 25th, is 7.6%. That's a big move, you know. So this is for Alexion Pharmaceuticals. So 7.6, so 1.076, multiply that by, what's the stock at now? 104.95. So that could possibly get shares up to 113 if it has that implied move and climbs higher. So possibly up to 113, which would bring you right up to right around here. If it has an earnings beat and it has, you know, momentum to shift higher there. But to me, like I said, it's not a stock I follow. It's not one that I keep an eye on. If you know something, or if it has a drug or something that's really interesting and you think it's going to have a reversal, you know, then maybe. But take a look. It's been trending down since the entire year. Since 2019, it's just been heading lower. So to bet on that, you know, for me personally, I just wait until after earnings, Bob. Let's see what else there. ANTM. These aren't stocks I usually trade. That's a really nice setup, though. I like that, Bob. That one, I would say 280 easy target. Easy target. Let's take a look at their calendar as well. ANTM. If we take a look, Bob, that has earnings today. I'm not sure why you're giving me all these that have earnings today. Are you making trades on these? Or are you asking, you know, an earnings trade idea? Like I said, it's no point in making high-risk earnings trades on stocks you're not familiar with. I made a couple. You know, I got quite a bit, actually. Microsoft, Snap, Facebook. You know, we're doing the piggyback trade with MasterCard off of Visa. So I'm not entering into any more earnings trades. But this does look nice for a possible swing trade. But Bob, all the ones you're giving me report earnings today, so be careful with those, please. Let's go down this this watch list quick here. Guys, if you have anything you want me to take a look at, Scott Williams brought up UNH. Let's take a look at that. Someone else brought that up today as well. Take a look, guys. This is a perfect example of following your trade plan and utilizing options. Take a look. Here's the 1020 cross. Here's your confirmation candle, and this is when the stock's right around 237, and she's now at 250 and climbing. Breakout momentum. You have the confirmed MACD cross, and your next resistance right around where she's at now, 252 to 255. That's going to be your short-term resistance. and then she's going to look for a run up to, that 265 or higher. Let's go out a little bit further here, 3 years. This stock definitely has some nice room to run here. I like the looks of that. If you're going with the December or January expo, 270 would be the target resistance area. That's a really nice resistance area. I think there's a good chance she could get up there. So let's take a look, UNH. First off, let's take a look at the calendar. Let's take a look, UNH. That already had earnings on the 15th, so we don't have to worry about earnings. And nothing coming up until January 13th. So we could jump into the January 17th monthly expo if we wanted to go into earnings. That way it just gives us a little bit more safety in case anything happens in the market, general market. So even this, so if we have, like I said, if we're looking at this chart, we have 270 as our next resistance. We could pick up the 250 straight call. Our break even's at 260. So once she gets up to here, we're break even. And then if we get up to that 270, we're making upwards of 100% return. And you still have earnings baked into that for the January expo. So guys, that's actually a really nice trade idea. And I'm going to give that out here in the trade room. Good job, Scott. Trade idea, UNH, let's say the 250 strike. For the January, what expo was that? January 17th. 2020 at So I just posted that in the trade room, the trade idea, UNH, United Health Group, the 250 strike call for the January 17, 2020 expo at 1135 a contract. And as you can see here, that's going for between 1105 and 1160. Theoretically, it says you can pick it up for 1132. And let's see if you wanted to do some type of spread with that as well, what we could do. Let's see these are pretty wide spreads here. Alrighty, Scott. So there's your trade idea on UNH. Bob, which one already reported you were talking about? Bob Logan says, Dave, they already reported. Which one are you talking about there, Bob? Because that one you were talking about looked pretty good. Paula says Teradyne hit 65 and reversed. Let's take a look.
BA Boeing.
Wow, Paula,
CEO
that was a
says may have to
textbook
consider
perfect
737
trade plan
production
set
rate
up
cut
there. Did you
or
trade
shut
that,
down
Paula,
if
up
return
and
to
down, or
service
did you just get it long?
assumptions change. That's Bravo Alpha.
That was a nice
Boeing.
setup from 65.50 all the way down to 61-ish. And guys, that's what Paula's talking about. With our trade plan, here's breakout momentum. And then here is no trade zone. First candle between the SMAs right here at 1010. That candle right there is signifying, hey, there might be a reversal coming up. Don't trade. We're in the NTZ, the no trade zone. So right there, if you're in from this morning off that pop, you're exiting right about here at 1010. And then you're watching. Here's a 1020 cross. Here's consolidation right here. Take a look at how beautiful this is. I mean, if you guys know the trade plan, know what to watch for, it is just beautiful to just sit back, relax, and watch what's going on. So here is your consolidation area, right? And then what happens? You have that 1020 cross. You have that 1020 cross there. It consolidated, and then right here, your first candle below the 10, 20, and 50 SMA. That's your entry signal right here for a put. So this is what Paul is talking about. You could do it both ways. Yeah, we're better off making that white. So right here, that's a big freaking arrow. So right here, this is your entry for a put. And as you can see, here's the channel. And this is on a today 1 minute chart, so
LEE, Lee Enterprises, volume coming in now. Lima Echo Echo, $1.90 the high.
and there you go, guys. So here is your breakout momentum from this morning.
Boeing CEO says expects Embraer transaction to close in early 2020. That's BA and ERJ. FB Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg says he thinks companies like MasterCard and Visa dropped out of Libra Association because it's a risky project.
So guys, here you go. I mean, it doesn't get any clearer than this. And again, this is, let me put this here. And there you go, guys. That's just a great chart setup right there. Great job, Paula. If you entered that, it's still in breakdown momentum and still heading lower. That is a textbook picture there of breakdown momentum, breakout momentum. Let's put this here. Okay, that's a little big, 20 E, so put that 20. And here is the breakout momentum phase here within. Hold on, please. Here's the breakout momentum phase here. Here's the breakdown momentum phase. And let me just get this arrow here, and you guys can see exactly what's going on now. And you could see exactly why this is just such a great trade plan. Let me make this here.
Boeing says global passenger traffic remains resilient. Air cargo sector affected by trade tensions.
Alrighty, guys. So here you go.
That's BA Boeing.
Let me do it the other way here. And that is just perfect right there. And let me just get another candle, or I'm sorry, not a candle, an arrow. And watch this now. Hold on one sec. Let me get this. And that could be your that's a little bit big. There we go. And that is perfect right there. That is your call entry. There's your put entries. Let me take a picture of that. That is exactly what you're looking for. Great job, Paula, on that. Did you trade that up and down? Hold on.
BA Boeing CEO says lack of orders from China put pressure on 787 production rate. That's Bravo Alpha.
Sorry, my wife is taking my car to pick up the mother-in-law. Alrighty, let me save this. That's a nice chart there, Paula. Perfect chart. Let me see if I could share that in there. Jerry said Amazon is moving. We'll take a look at that in a second. That's a heck of a looking chart. Notice how she came up to the 10, failed. And you guys can see I made this chart right on live video. So you could see where it ended here. Now, you could see it's still continuing that same pattern, even though this is where I made this channel at 10:45, so 6 minutes ago. And as you can see, it came up to that 20, failed, headed lower. Now it's getting up to that 10, failing and heading lower. So nice chart set up there. Paula, great job. Just the up. Paula made 150% gain on the upside here in the breakout momentum phase. Great job, Paula. Well done with that. Now let me put here consolidation. Now here is the consolidation area. So beautiful how you could chart everything so perfectly here.
AAPL, Apple Insider, said Apple tried to buy an existing studio to kickstart Apple TV Plus. Apple Tried to buy Ron Howard's Imagine Entertainment. That's AAPL. BA Boeing CEO says GE made good progress in addressing problems on engine for 777X and restarted testing. That's BA and GE.
That was a really nice chart I just made on TER, Teradyne. Really nice. Let's take a look now at Amazon. Amazon's having a nice breakout. Sorry about that, guys. They stopped at the office to pick up the car.
CEO says first flight of the 777X expected in early 2020. C3 total 777X.
Amazon's having a really nice breakout there.
Deliveries for the per month.
Jerry, really nice breakout.
In 2019.
Google's probably doing something similar. Google usually does the same as Amazon. Look at that breakout. Google's just starting that breakout. I think I'm gonna jump into another Google trade here. Let's see, calendar. Let me see what's going on. Amazon's still having a run there, guys. Really nice run. Let's see when Amazon reports. Amazon's reporting tomorrow. Something's going on there. 1755 to 1766 in a few minutes. That's a hell of a move. I'm going to get into, let's see. And here is the ultimate piggyback trade. So Amazon reports on the 24th. Google doesn't report till next week. So we could do a Google piggyback trade. I'm going to look at that in a second here.
FB, Facebook at the high of the day now. Foxtrot Bravo.
Alrighty, so let's see here. MasterCard trades down 36%. That's a piggyback trade off of Visa. Down $320 on that trade. Let's see, Microsoft doing well. Facebook's doing pretty well, actually. Facebook's still holding and climbing. Look at the Facebook climb, guys. Facebook's having a huge climb here. I just looked up. I'm like, Facebook's up $230 unrealized today. So I quickly took a look. Here's consolidation. See this? Where it's just flat trading between the SMAs. This is consolidation area, guys. That's why some days you're just sitting around and there's not much to do because the markets are pretty flat. But right now you're seeing a nice breakout here on Facebook. Nice climb, and it's coming up to 11. So I got to go pick up the mother-in-law with the wife at the airport. And I will be back in the trade room, and we're going to look at some swing trades and possibly a weekly paycheck trade for this week. I have 2 trades in mind for a weekly paycheck trade, so when I come back, we're going to take a look at that and go from there. So, guys, if you have any questions, please go in the trade room, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions for you. And again, if you're interested in taking one of our classes, spots are filling up. Just let me know. Shoot me a message on Facebook or go to our business page, Santarelli Trading Exchange, and you could send us a message there. Also, if you want, our company phone number is 407-787-3676 if you want to call and set up a class for yourself. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to head out now, get the mother-in-law, and I will be back, and we're going to look at some swing trades. Take care, guys. I hope you're having a great week, and I will see you shortly. God bless, guys.